Okay, so today we're going to be looking at some more blending techniques, this time focusing on browns and neutrals with colored pencils. So here I'm going to show you just my two browns that I happen to have in my box. I just have these two. It's kind of like a lighter reddish and a darker, more cool brown. But I want to show you all the different ways that you can do more than that. Experiment with your own neutrals and browns. And the best way to do that is with opposites, with complements. So I'm going to start with this green, for example, this kind of light grass green. And then I'm going to put this warm red on top of it. It's an almost orange, red-orange. And as you can see, it's getting pretty brown, and I'm doing the layering bit because layers are good. They help build a more solid color typically. You can see the paper through it less the more you layer. Oh, and then I went ahead and grab a cooler red, a more crimson, to really round out my new brown. Lovely. And there's so many ways you can do that. Just experiment. I would encourage you all to play around with just some scrap paper, kind of like what I'm doing here, and see, what kind of browns and neutrals and any kind of color you can make. Here I'm using a cooler, darker green, and I'm going to use a cooler, darker red, and that makes somewhat of it's like a cool gray more than a brown, which is fascinating. And depending on what you're drawing, maybe what your reference is, or if you're not using a reference, just kind of the mood you're going for, you're going to want all of these different shades of brown. You're not going to want to rely on just those two that you might have, or you might have a couple more, but you're going to get more original drawings, more original art when you make your own colors and not using the box specifically, or at least only the box. Yeah, so now I am going to grab a blue first and see what's up with this, see what we can do. Blue and orange, of course, are opposites on the color wheel, and that is a go-to to make a brown. I obviously am experimenting here with blue first versus orange first. I like the blue first as to be a more specific brown. Specific isn't the right word, but it's more brown. What I've done there on the right is very deep, and of course there will be an instance for that. There's always going to be an instance for any color. No color is useless, but it wasn't necessarily the color I was going for. There I'm using sort of an orange and a warmer blue. And as you can see, I'm just kind of going with it. Now we're going to do the purple and yellow route. That's a gorgeous light color. There's some our sort of red violet with some yellow on top. Get a more vibrant brown. I throw in some blue, which is going to definitely bring it a little more close to just a violet or a blue and less brown. And that's the thing, you have a lot of power with colored pencils. As long as you're not pressing down heavy, you can keep building color pretty far into the process. And yeah, that was another yellow and purple moment. And now we're going to think about actually mixing all three primary colors, which is a great way to make brown. Because, fun fact, if you mix any two primary colors, the third remaining primary color is the opposite of the mix you just made, which is so fun. So yeah, if you mix blue and red, that's purple. Then that yellow, the last remaining color, is the opposite. It's a complement to purple. If you mix yellow and blue, you get green. The last remaining primary color is red. Complements. So there is a little bit of math in art. There's actually a lot of math in art. We just don't typically consider that or know about it as art, or as math rather. But as you can see, I'm just going into layering more than just two colors. I'm not just layering opposites anymore. I'm bringing in other colors, which can be, you know, all of the primary colors. And then if I'm not satisfied with that, I might add a little something else to bring it maybe warmer or darker or cooler or more vibrant, whatever it may be, to get the shade that I want. Experimentation is key. And now, since the magic has been lost of you seeing me blend these colors, I'm going to just add some black borders to kind of make them more swatchy. And you will not be able to see, you know, the yellow halos or whatever colors I added in there. You'll just be able to see the final result, which is more realistic to what's going to happen in your drawings as well. Kind of give you the full experience. And I'm going to do that as well with my box browns. So there you have it. Look at all those browns that you can make. Why rely on just the two colors that come in the box? I encourage you to never stop experimenting with neutrals. Never use the browns straight out of the box, at least not alone. Always mix them with something. Make your own colors.